Thursdays on this channel, Sky 182. Don't miss the debates by Nigerians and friends of Nigeria on issues surrounding Nigeria from around the world. My name is Kayode Ogundamise. Good evening, viewers. You're welcome to Ben TV. My name is Kayode Ogundamise. It's the end of the year. This is going to be our last show for the year 2015. Politics with KO. We've come a long way. It's going to 2 years plus now, and that's thanks to the team in Ben TV, Alistair Shoyede and his team, for giving the Nigerian community and the diaspora community this platform to have a voice where you can have a say. And we just want to say thank you to everyone that has been behind us without a penny contributing their time and effort. Tony, Ngozi, Gail, and all the wonderful people that have been supporting us from day one. But tonight, it's going to be about the PDP and the APC. And we are glad to inform you that tonight, at a point on this program, Barrister Gbenga Akimoyo of the PDP and Mr. Abdul Olabode of the APC will be here to have a conversation about 2015, what should we expect, and what's the way forward for Nigeria. But first, our latest member of the team, Rose Graham Douglas, she's still here with us. She's going to be here for a very long time. Let's quickly go to her and ask her what's been happening around the world. Good evening, Graham.
Good evening. Good evening, viewers. It's so good to have you join us. Okay, counting from this week, it's exactly 2 months to the presidential election, or the major elections in Nigeria. It's going to be in February. And of course, there's been heated arguments. You could tell once you get on social media, it's been like a heated atmosphere all through. And the aftermaths of the APC presidential elections, people have been coming up with with various opinions on who the preferred, candidate should be. And Dele Momodu actually said that Governor Rotimi Amechi deserves to be Buhari's running mate. He has his reason. Quite a number of people, of course, also have, their reasons. And of course, part of the news making waves today, is that Tinubu threatens legal actions against Sarah reporters. Quite a number of people have the idea that the former governor of Lagos State, that is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is the owner of Sarah reporters. And why is it coming up now that he wants to sue him? So there's like a bit of, controversy there. I do not understand the idea they're trying to sell to people. And of course, the INEC says it's registered 36,614,31 in the northern part of Nigeria, and 30,263,973 in southern parts of the country for the 2015 general elections. And what INEC is trying to tell us, that the North has 6,350,058 voters more than the South.
That's interesting. So 6 million votes from the North. But what do we have? What are the comments on the social media? What are people saying, largely, generally?
I mentioned earlier about the various opinions when it came to the APC vice presidential candidate for General Buhari. So this comment is actually our first comment, and it came from Olukayode Salako. He said, "How I wish Governor Fashola of Lagos can change to Christianity now so that he can run with Buhari as the vice president. He would have just been the best vice president for that Nigeria needs around this time to help achieve the change. He is just too apt for the slot, just to qualify an ideal. Honestly, how I wish."
Okay, I share that wish too, but Fashola didn't get that. So what's the second comment?
Okay, for our second comment now, this came from Uche Ugwaja. He's actually a piece he wrote in the Vanguard newspaper. He said the ruling PDP has once again shown its tenacity and unbelievable ability to bounce back as a united and truly national party. Make no mistakes about this. The emergence of President Goodluck Jonathan as the PDP presidential candidate without the usual PDP. Okay. The title of this article was actually the reasons why President Goodluck Jonathan will come back as the president of Nigeria.
So we've got someone there who is saying that the PDP has done well with their primary. So what's the last comment?
Okay, so our third comment is coming from Hunter, and he said that the PDP propaganda against Buhari has started, but we are no fools anymore. Tell us what GEJ has done in 6 years and why he needs more.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, of course, for people who don't know, GEJ is Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Okay, so we want power, we want security, we want economic prosperity, not stories, excuses, or blame games.
Wow, interesting. Well, that's it. We are having conversations. 2015 is still 2 months away, but we will keep monitoring the situation, and then you are going to be here for 6 weeks while I'm in Nigeria.
I am looking forward to it.
So you're going to be filling us in on what's happening, and I'll be calling in from Nigeria. Rose Graham, it's always good to have you here.
Definitely.
All right, viewers, we are going to go for a short break so that we can bring in our guests for you. But before then, let me say to you that for over almost 2 years plus now, you've been with us, helping us, you know, calling in. We've got different points of views as to how we want Nigeria to be run. We have those who support the PDP, APC, those who are in between, but we want to say that we all stand for a better future for Nigeria, and in the course of this program, we've all agreed and disagreed, but one thing we want to say to you is that Nigeria would win at the end of the day. This is a message of peace. This short clip, before we bring in the two gentlemen from the PDP and APC, is a message of peace to everyone in Nigeria, irrespective of the political divide. When we come back, we're going to hear from the PDP and the APC. Don't go away. It's Politics with KO.
That we are the leaders of tomorrow, and the future is ours. That the choices we make now shapes us into what we would eventually become. My name is Temilola, and I would like to be an icon like Oprah Winfrey when I grow up.
My name is Obede. When I grow up, I want to be a great footballer like Kanu Nwankwo.
Kana so ka zama babban mutum a duniya, kamata ka je makaranta. Kai, ina je makaranta. Zan mutu.
In order for us to achieve our dreams, we must first have access to quality education. In order to have quality education, we must first be alive. In order to remain alive, we need to live in peace. This is not it. This is not peace. No mother should have to bury her own children. No child should have to live the rest of their lives in an orphanage. Our schools are not safe anymore. Our future is being destroyed before our very eyes. What hope?
Welcome back, viewers, and it's still Politics with KO. Good evening, Nigeria, and then we say good evening to our viewers from around the world. I've got with me in the studio Barrister Gbenga Akinmoyo of the PDP. You're welcome to Politics with KO.
Thank you.
And I've got Mr. Abdul Olabode Kuku of APC Nigeria, and we usually say APC UK. Well, you're with the APC. So let me start with the PDP, because I am accused of being a friend of the APC, and I am a friend of the APC. But then I see some good things within PDP anyway, because I know there are some fantastic governors, so to say, doing some stuff in Cross River State. They gave us a brand new stadium. Akwa Ibom, okay, Akwa Ibom State. So tell me, what is good about the PDP? Because you seem to be going out of power now, isn't it?
Well, your friendship with APC is overstepping the limit.
Okay.
If you think you're predicting that we're going out of power. But you're a Nigerian, so you're my friend too.
Okay.
Our viewers will need to be appraised of the reasons why PDP has been in government for close to 16 years.
Okay.
And the reasons why a continuation of PDP during this time of economic imbalance globally would be the best thing for Nigeria. We have a scorecard, not just in local governments and states, but we also have a scorecard to our credit on our stewardship of Nigeria over the last 16 years.
Okay. Before you give us that scorecard, let me ask the gentleman representing the APC, Mr. Kuku, why should we trust a party where, you know, there is always one godfather or the other godfather appointing their wives, their sisters, their concubines? Let me mention your former governor in Lagos, Tinubu. He's got his wife in the Senate. He's got his son-in-law, House of Assembly. He's got another son-in-law in Ekiti. Why should Nigerians move from PDP to APC? Why?
It's clear in the sense that we've had the PDP government in power for the last 16 years. And it's been...
Go ahead, yeah.
The PDP, they've been in power for the last 16 years, and it's been nothing but turmoil.
Okay.
The state of the economy, the state of unemployment, state of the security issues in Nigeria, and the present government has been in power for the last 6 years, and basically in Nigeria we've gone backwards. We've lost our credibility in the international world. It's just been the same old thing.
But you've not answered my question, though. Why should we, in terms of democratic value, you wouldn't say APC is a shining example of a better alternative with the issue of godfatherism? I mean, it took almost eternity to choose a vice presidential candidate.
Yeah, because the reason for that is we have to go through the due process. We have to make sure that the right person is chosen, and we have to do a lot of consultation. And on the long run, in the long run, we chose the right person for to be the general's running mate.
Okay, Barrister Akinmoyo, you talk about economic progress being made around the country, that the PDP has, we've got the largest economy in Africa, if I'm correct.
I didn't say that, you said
that. That's the word out there from Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Yes. How would you explain the high unemployment rates in the country, more than 70% according to the World Bank? You know, a greater percentage of our young people are unemployed. Why should Nigerians continue to trust the same party since 1999 if we've not seen any increase in terms of real employment on the streets of Nigeria?
The issue of unemployment is not a Nigerian unique problem. It's something that is plaguing the continent. In fact, it's something that is plaguing the global economy. Yeah. Now, everybody who has followed economics of the world knows that when America sneezed in 2008, it affected the American continent, it affected Europe, it affected Africa, it affected the whole world. So we are still recovering from that. When we say that unemployment is a problem, any responsible government, as the PDP is addressing the problem of unemployment. One of the reasons why we've invested so much over the last 3 years of the Goodluck Jonathan administration is to face the issue of unemployment and bringing in young, youthful graduates and people who can be employed in agriculture and in agro-based industries so that we can give them employment. So we are addressing the issue.
Okay,
but it's something that's global.
Before I would let Barrister Mr. Kuku come in, I want our callers. We've got a phone call. Hello, good evening, caller. Please make it short and concise, please, so that we can let other people call in. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
Good evening, Kai. My name is Taro. I'm calling from Birmingham.
All right.
Right. Okay. Three issues really. I've seen your interview on Arise TV, and you carry an APC man, and there's nothing wrong about that.
Yeah.
But I just want to say to you, say the issue of security. I just want to beg in the name of God that this shouldn't be a political issue, right? I know you're an APC man.
Okay, can we make it less about me now and more about the guests in the studio? If you make it more about me, I would have to take the next caller because I want this to be about these two gentlemen in the studio.
Okay, let me finish. Let me finish.
No, I won't let you finish. I'm so sorry. I want a caller that will focus on the gentleman. Can we have the next caller, please? Because I want it to be about you guys, about your policy. Okay, now it's made mention about, it's talked about employment. You cannot deny the fact that the federal government introduced the SureP program, they introduced the UWIN program, and I can attest to the fact that there are some people in Nigeria who did say they went into the UWIN program and they're establishing businesses quite in a number of places in Nigeria. So you can't take that away from the current government, can you?
We are not a party. As APC as a party, we are not a party. When we see policies and initiatives being introduced, we will commend them for that. But the issue of unemployment, it's a big issue. Now, Barrister Gbenga alluded to the fact that there is high unemployment in the world today, America and in the rest of the world. But the issue of unemployment in Nigeria in the last 16 years, it's at a different level compared to the rest of the world and compared to other countries in Africa. Yeah. I'll give you examples. Nigerians are leaving the shores of Nigeria to go to Ghana to seek employment, to go to other countries, also Libya to seek employment, Algeria to seek employment. The issue of unemployment in Nigeria, it's a real issue. We need to focus, and our young graduates graduating 5 years ago and 10 years ago are not being able to find a job.
Is it not true, though, that if you look at it, that there's been a lot of capital inflow into the country? I mean, there's been a lot of investors coming into Nigeria as it is. Would you not give government that credit?
I beg to differ. These are figures. You can't even substantiate these figures. These are massage figures and all that. The policies are not working. It's clear these are not working, and that's why we need a change of government. That's why we need APC in power.
Okay, let us talk about security now. Now, I'll come back to you now. You would concede to the fact that you've made, when I say you, I mean the party and the leadership at the federal level who are constitutionally empowered to safeguard the lives of Nigeria. They've made a complete mess of it. I mean, the statistics are clear. 16,000 Nigerians killed in less than 4 years. Over 260 girls kidnapped. Today, we have 136 girls kidnapped again in Chibok. You would admit that when it comes to security, the presidential candidate of the PDP does not have a leg to stand on.
The security issue is, again, well highlighted and well documented. We will concede that we have a problem, and we'll concede that it's a national problem, and it's not a political party problem. We'll also concede that whilst we have, as a responsible party, been taking measures, and very, very large measures to bring the insurgency under check, we've not been assisted from certain quarters. I don't want to go into the mudslinging of who did or didn't do what they ought to have done. But if the APC, as a party in opposition, have a solution to the problem of insurgency, one wonders why, as nationalists, they haven't brought that to the table.
Okay,
because security affects everybody.
Okay, I'll let you react to that. You've not helped the government, really. I mean, all you do is criticize. You've not provided alternative policies in terms of protecting the lives and property of Nigerians. And that's before I take this phone call. I want you to quickly reply. How come the APC has not gone, not just to condemn, but to also provide an alternative platform? I mean, the APC controls half of the northern part of the country. I would think it's the interest of the party that there should be peace in that part of the country.
I don't agree to that. The PDP are playing politics when it comes to security of the country. Security of the country is crucial. Crucial. The young girls they've still not found it. Yeah. And we want them to come to the table and don't let us play a political football with security of the country. Let's come together, non-partisanship. Let's come together and address the security issues. If you look at the budget, we'll spend billions. Our police force are ill-equipped. Our security services are ill-equipped. We've discussed within our party, we want them to come forward and let's discuss this together and let's see the way forward. But they won't. They would rather play politics with security and lives of the citizens.
So you're both playing the PDP is accusing the APC of playing politics. The APC thinks the PDP is playing politics, and yet there are hundreds and thousands of Nigerians dying. But before we hold on to that, I've got a caller on the line. Hello, good evening, caller.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from and what's your name?
My name is Remy. I'm calling from Kenya.
Okay, Remy, I've got a representative of both the two big political parties in Nigeria in the studio. Go ahead, please.
Please, I'm happy to listen to the issue you are discussing now. My first point is that Mr. Kuku has hello.
Hello, we're with you. Go ahead, please.
Oh, Mr. Kuku has not answered the question you put to him about the fatherism in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to hear that. Secondly, regarding I think those fatherism issues might affect their choosing the running mate for
General Buhari.
General Buhari.
Yeah.
Secondly, my point on security.
Yeah.
Don't let me, please. I'm not against Muslim or the northern elders.
Yeah.
I believe if the elders in the north could come together and discuss this issue, and Muslims in general, the issue of Boko Haram will be eradicated.
Okay, I want that. Thanks so much for that. Can you quickly react to that? You've not answered the question about godfatherism within the APC.
Clearly, I don't think that's the case. We have competent people in key positions, and these are people who are competent and who we feel they're fit to run the government and do the job, and we feel that they are fit enough to do the job. So it's not an issue of fatherism and all that.
Okay, let me bring in Mr. Barrister Gbenga Akimoyo. Now, let us look at 2015. It's going to be a difficult period for the country. We're going to have one of the most crucial elections in the country. Do you think President Jonathan, and that's a big if he's not elected by the Nigerian people, do you think he's going to take it lying low?
The 2015 election, as far as PDP is concerned, is just another general election. We're used to going to electoral battles.
Yeah.
We're used to winning. We prepared ourselves for the fact that given...
please just hold on the line, please. Go ahead.
Given the caliber of person that we have as a president of the Federation and his insistence that everybody's vote must count, the result of the outcome of the elections is something that he's already agreed to.
Okay.
As you have seen in Ekiti, in Ondo, in Edo, in Oshun, these are states where elections were conducted. PDP won some.
Okay, I think the caller is really desperate. Good evening, caller. Go ahead. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
My name is Cletus. I'm calling from Manchester.
All right, go ahead, Cletus, quickly.
Yeah, the gentleman.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
I want you to explain how they are going. I mean, the gentleman representing the APC.
Yeah.
How they are going to tackle the issue of security in Nigeria.
Okay.
And also,
I can hear you.
to explain, you asked him a question that he has refused to answer. Can he answer that question, please?
Okay. Now, the issue of security, I think everyone, the thing is Nigerians want to know that if we're going to leave PDP for APC, we should leave from something that people think is not good to something that is better. Now, if the APC has not, if we don't have an explanation as to how security is going to be dealt with better than the current government.
Okay. Yeah, number one, General Buhari has promised that, number one, he will not play party politics with security issues in Nigeria. We will equip the army, we will equip the police force, we would, our intelligence, we would make sure, we would work with other international organizations, the issue of Boko Haram and Al-Qaeda and the issues of security, we will work with external agencies and America, Britain alike, and make sure that we protect the citizens of Nigeria and make sure that the issue of security, that we are safe within our country.
Okay. Now, I want both of, gentlemen, I want both of you, this is Doyin Okupe, the chief spokesperson for Mr. President.
Is this on security?
And yeah, I will let you come on security in a moment. And Doyin Okupe, as far as it's concerned, everything is going on well in the country. Things are much more better than they used to be. Now, on security, he feels this president has done more for the Nigerian people than any other president. Do you agree with that assertion?
I'm not sure that's a fair conclusion or summary of what Doyin Okupe has said. But even as recent as yesterday at the media presentation of Mr. President to the media in Lagos, he went through chapter and verse of the problem of security and particularly the question of the insurgents. Yeah. Now, let us understand one thing. President Jonathan did not create the problem, he inherited it. So it dates back to 2002. Let us understand the second point, that we're talking about a different type of warfare that the Nigerian military and the armed forces in Nigeria are not used to. Now, those of us who have lived in the UK for many years know how long it took to contain the crisis in Ireland.
The IRA.
It took the IRA. It took years. Yeah. Now, the Nigerian armed forces are not skilled in that kind of warfare.
Okay,
so training and equipment needs to be procured, needs to be provided to deal with the insurgency that we have at
hand. But one thing you've not mentioned to our...
And we're on top of that.
One thing you've not mentioned to our caller is that at the federal level, the PDP has been in power since 1999. So what have you been waiting for?
We didn't have the insurgency in 1999.
In 1999, if you had cut it short,
we didn't have
there was Maite Sene before 1999. There was insurgency in the Niger Delta.
And in 1999, we know how Obasanjo dealt with
what
issues.
is... But before then, let me let the caller come in first. Hello, good evening, caller.
Hello, good evening. Yeah, my name is John.
All right, go ahead, John.
Yes, I have a question for the gentleman, the PDP and the AC man.
Go ahead, please.
The AC man, I just want the AC man to please go back to the drawing board.
The APC.
Hello?
APC, you meant?
Yes, I just want the APC man to really come out and answer questions.
Okay.
Please don't just beat around the bush because we are not here to joke.
Okay.
And the PDP man, I want to ask the PDP man, why is it that the president you gave us is sleeping? How come the SSS, they arrested 7 people who do the president for ceasefire with Boko Haram? And second, how come our foreign reserve, 17% has reduced? And thirdly, is it true Jonathan is like Jesus Christ now?
Okay, that's a fair question. Now, because of if you take down the questions, I want my producer Tony to please get us the clip of Goodluck Jonathan. Apparently, there's a new Christ. Christ has returned in Nigeria, and this is coming from the presidency. So, viewers, just watch this clip, and then I will let a barrister react to it. This is from Doyin Okupe. He said, "Please do not understand. People do not understand the burden this president is bearing. It's like Jesus Christ is bearing the burden of everyone." Let's listen to Okupe, who further said, "It's either good luck or bad luck." If we have that clip ready, then we'll let us have it. But if we don't...
Should it be somebody? Will it be somebody? No. There are two candidates for this election in 2015. The choice is between Goodluck Ebele Jonathan and Muhammad Buhari. That's the truth, Abi. Forget the fact that Muhammad Buhari has not been able to pick a running mate. It takes them 20 days to pick a running mate. So if they win an election and there's a strike or Boko Haram somewhere, attack somewhere, he will still be calling Lagos to find out what do we do. Do we attack them or do we do something? Is that the president you want? The choice in this election is clear. It is crystal clear. It is either good luck or bad luck.
Come back. Yeah, so now, if Nigerian vote Jonathan, then it is good luck. If Nigerian vote his opponent, then it's bad luck for the country. Is that the kind of statement that should be coming from the party that is meant to respect the democratic wish of the people? So if the president is not there, then it's bad luck to Nigeria. That's my understanding of what Okupe is saying.
My understanding is that if Jonathan comes back as president, then he will continue with the good work he started in 2011. He will continue and he will finish or add building blocks to what has already started. If he is not re-elected, and if that's the will of the Nigerian people,
then it's bad luck.
Then it is a reverse for Nigeria. And I'll tell you why it's a reverse. The man is already wearing the shoes. He knows where it pinches. The new man who wants to come in has to wear the shoe and familiarize himself. 4 years down the road.
Okay, what's your take on that statement? If Goodluck Jonathan wins the election, it's good luck to Nigeria. If he doesn't, then it's bad luck to Nigeria. What's your take on that statement?
If General Buhari wins the election, APC, that will be a change for the better. This will be prosperity, economic prosperity. Security issues will be dealt with, and Nigerians, we would fall back to where we are supposed to be in the international community.
So you're not going to run the government on lock?
No. You see, the thing is, General Buhari is a man of integrity. He's made promises to the nation, to the citizens of Nigeria.
Okay, okay. I'll let the caller. Hello, good evening, caller.
Yes.
Good evening. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
My name is Ade. I'm calling from Dagenham.
All right, go ahead, Ade.
My name is Ade.
Ade, go ahead, please. If you could reduce the volume of your TV set.
Right. My prestigious program.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Right. I find it very unbelievable that there will be someone in that studio actually standing up for the people. But my question is this. Having seen that clip from Doyin Okupe, it only tells you how Jonathan is running Nigeria. He's surrounded by recycled entities that got no vision for that country. My question to the PDP man, because everyone seems to be asking about the APC man, it's very obvious PDP has no clear-cut policy for Nigeria. No policy on education. Now, what goes on in Nigeria now is people sending their children to private universities at ridiculous fees. 800,000 naira, 1 million naira. How many people can afford that? Okay. Jonathan seems not to be interested. The issue of security. The gentleman said Jonathan inherited that problem. That is the height of irresponsibility. If he's the sitting president, he should make every effort to secure the life and property of every Nigerian.
Okay, all right. Okay, Adi, thanks for your call, and I'll let the barrister react to that. That if it's his responsibility, if every president in the world should sit down and said, the problem did not start with me, so 14,000 people, 16,000 in 4 years, that's a ridiculous amount of Nigerians to be sacrificed on the excuse of it didn't start with me.
It's not an excuse, and Mr. President would not give that an excuse. But it is a statement of fact that the insurgency was a problem that he inherited.
Okay.
So we have to understand the genesis of the problem. I also said that it is not crime that we are fighting. We are fighting a security issue of insurgency, which is something that is new to the Nigerian concept. It is a new concept in Nigeria. Now, having said that, the armed forces are ill-equipped to deal with this kind of problem. So they need training, they also need equipment. As far as Nigeria is concerned, we have not acquired high-class level of military equipment since the Shagari administration that was terminated in 1983. So to say that we have the proper equipment in the country to deal with this nature of problem, the truth is we don't.
Okay.
But we're acquiring. Okay. So we've identified the problems, we're plugging holes, and that is why you look at the borders now. These people cannot go in and out to wreak their havoc. So they've now turned on the citizens inside.
Okay, I would have a contrary view on that, but before then, let me, if you comment straight, there's a fair point that the insurgency did not start under President Goodluck Jonathan. You know, it's been there. How come previous president did not do anything about it?
But we need to understand clearly that PDP, they've been in power for the last 16 years. We need to check the budget they spent on defense, on the police force. They spent billions. And the PDP guy says they're ill-equipped, they're not fully trained, when they've been in power for the last 16 years. And one of the problems is corruption. We've not even addressed the issue of corruption in this
we're
government.
coming to corruption later, but first, what will your party do differently? I mean, do you actually know the number of equipments we need, our military need? Do you actually know the number of artillery, the number of battalions we need to mobilize to
we will be transparent government. In every ministry, defense, the budget, we will spend every dime on military equipment, making sure our soldiers and our armed forces and police forces are well equipped to fight the insurgents.
Now, let us move to the issue of corruption. What is your perception in terms of the situation of corruption in the country now?
I'd love to go into corruption, but security issues which we address, and in fairness to our viewers and callers, Adi from Dagenham raised the issue of security.
Security, yeah.
Kay raised it, Remy raised it, Cletus raised it as well. Now, it's important that people understand the nature of the beast, and they also understand what the current government is doing to address it. We're dealing with international partners to close borders and to monitor the borders. We are plugging the hole of finance to these insurgent groups. If you stop them getting the finance to get ammunition and arms, then you deal with the problem.
Okay.
We are monitoring the internal borders, the internal areas of Nigeria, and this threat of suicide bombers.
Okay. All right, let me, because I want our callers to have a say here.
So to say that we're being irresponsible, we're not doing things.
Hello, good evening, caller.
Yeah, good evening, Kyle.
What's your name? Where are you calling from, sir?
My name is Hughes. I'm calling from London.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. Kyle, let me start from the APC man.
All right.
He seems to be avoiding the question that was asked to him about
Godfathers.
Godfathers.
Yeah.
I am from Imo State. Ria Rochas contested for president primary and lost. And he gave his son-in-law the ticket of the APC governorship. And when he lost, his son-in-law stepped down for him.
Okay.
Is that not Godfatherism?
Okay.
No election. And Tinubu and his co knows that there was no primary to Imo State. And everybody kept quiet.
Okay. Okay. I'll let him answer that, and I also want to point out that okay, quickly, because I want other callers to come in. Go ahead, Chooks. Oh, we've lost Chooks. Okay, the issue of Godfatherism, I must say, is spread across the two parties, isn't it? In Abia State, there is an accusation that the governor of the state, his son, is now in the National Assembly. So the issue of Godfatherism seems to be dodging the question.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not, because like you said, it goes across board, APC and PDP.
But more in the APC, though.
Our viewers think I'm avoiding the question. But General Buhari has promised there won't be any nepotism in the government if he's elected into power.
Okay.
He will not tolerate that. He is a transparent and a man with integrity. He won't tolerate that. It's happened across parties, issues of godfatherism
now,
and all that.
Is there
but
any point?
this will not be tolerated in his own administration.
Let me come to you.
Should I address godfatherism as it affects our?
Yeah, it does affect. It's across the parties, isn't it?
Again, we are a responsible party. We have a track record for being democratic in our processes.
Okay.
We have a track record of allowing the leadership to dictate the pace, no matter who's actually got.
So you denied presidential aspirants the ability. You printed only one form for Mr. President. Is that democratic?
Well, I wouldn't say we printed only one form.
Yeah.
What we did as a party is that we came together and assessed the performance of Mr. President and came to the conclusion that he needed to continue with the job he was doing. And we gave him the right of first refusal, which meant that as a party, we said, Mr. President, if you want to run, then we'll support you.
Okay.
Right of first refusal meant that if you didn't want to run, then we looked to others.
Okay.
So we allowed him to come forward first. And after he came forward and picked his form, we then opened the door to others.
And so why was all the complaint from Tafawa Balewa's son and Abiola's wife about being denied the chance to run with Mr. President?
Well, they made that complaint, and we said that they made that complaint for the cameras. We don't know who sponsored them, but we investigated. Now, when the doors were open to them to seriously come forward, one came forward, took the form, and then stepped down, and the other one didn't show up again.
Okay.
So you can see the seriousness of these candidates.
Okay, I've got a caller on the line.
Okay,
I've got a caller on the line now. Good evening, caller. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, can you hear me? My name is Kehinde. I'm calling from Lewiston.
All right, go ahead, Kehinde.
Yeah, is it not a shame at this age, the man sat there, the barrister there, a PDP man, is still defending this shameless government of Nigeria? Why do you think
the government is shameless?
It's a shameless government. Why would your citizens be dying day and night? Today, I saw on Twitter, 185 people died again. How many lives are we going to lose more before Jonathan leaves this stage? He is incompetent, he drinks a lot, he needs to go back to wherever he's from, Ethiopia, wherever he's from, go back to fishing there. The APC guy there is been dodging questions. Yeah. I don't support PDP.
Let me quickly ask you, do you think we should get rid of these two political parties and then have independent candidates?
I tell you what, at this age, at this rate, APC, from what I saw last week, I saw all the, their primaries. It was very transparent to me.
Okay.
There's nothing dodgy about it.
Okay.
Let's go with APC and flood out this PDP.
Okay.
They've been a total mess.
Okay.
I live in London. I work in Hampton. Nigeria has been a shame.
Okay, so
I can't even raise my hands up and say Nigeria.
Okay, all right.
They need to leave.
Yeah, thanks for that. Let me put the question straight to the APC representative. Now, the question is, the problem people have with the APC is a lot of people seem to just be going for APC for the sake of we're tired of a number of people, I should say, because we're tired of the situation. You're just going to be a beneficiary of discontentment, not that you're providing a better alternative in terms of programs and articulate better alternatives to the present government. Why don't we have a program on the ground for the Nigerian people to scrutinize?
We are a better alternative, and we will provide that in terms of employment. We will address the issue of employment. We will address the issue of health. We have not talked about health. We will address the issue of corruption. General Buhari has said that he will be transparent. The issue of the issue in NNPC, when 20 billion went missing, he said there will be accountability in his government. He would hold people to account in every department, in every government ministry. We will address the issue of our manufacturing industry,
Before I take the next call, let me, on social media, I've got quite a number of the debates are going on. This PDP guy knows his onions, Jerry. That's at TM Bada. We've got another tweet from Olush at Adeshuyi. Ayolok says, is Tinubu our candidate or not? You know, this argument about Tinubu being a godfather is not a candidate. At Trey Corner says, the PDP guy seems to have come prepared with the same lies on PDP performance, but the APC guy finds it difficult to counter him. Well, that's our viewers on social media. Let's have the next caller. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Kayode.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Andy. I'm calling from London.
All right, go ahead, Andy.
Yes. Gentlemen, good evening. Well done.
Yes.
Nice job. My question to you two is this. I mean, we've come to this. We are now used to this campaign theme about, the graduates unemployment, blah, blah, blah. Now, this question is to the two of you, representing your different parties. Do we have a culture of, do we have industry? Do we have manufacturing industries? Do we have service industries that you can point fingers to? Graduates turned out of universities go to for employment and all that.
Okay,
you and I know that Nigerian government is the biggest employer, and
absolutely.
That was good for the development of any country. And regarding security, I would say we should stop playing politics with it. Let's discuss maturely about how Nigerians, we can all come together to bring a solution to this problem. And Kayode, I want to say a big well done to you. You declared to us all that you're a friend of APC, but I want to say something to you. You've been wonderful, you've been honest, and this is what we want the Nigerian youth to engage in, not necessarily PDP, APC, and all that. But we know we must parties, different parties to vote for.
Thank you so much for that. And on that note, because we want to touch, I want to touch on the 2015 budget that was presented by Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the Minister of Finance. But first, it is on a sad note that I have to say this, and this is about the soldiers that were convicted by military authorities. I mean, 45 convicted soldiers in Nigeria are mostly officers involved in the fight against the Boko Haram terrorists in northeast Nigeria. They are to die on stakes by firing squad. The soldiers were attached to the 7th Division of the Nigerian Army in Maiduguri. They include 2 corporals, 9 lance corporals, and 49 private soldiers. I mean, we are going to kill those who went on the war front, to protect us as a people. And guess what? It's the generals that are actually stealing, those that are accused of stealing the money belonging to the men and officers of the Nigerian Army, are actually the ones sitting in judgment, trying these men. Nigerians must come together, irrespective of their political affiliations, whether PDP, APC, North, South, East, West. We must come together and campaign that these men should be set free. And those generals who are seated in Abuja, who are siphoning their funds, should be brought to trial. That is my submission on this. And now I want our guests to comment on this. Why should we allow young men who sacrifice their lives, who've been complaining about lack of equipment, and you also confirmed it that, look, we don't have enough equipment. Why should they? This is the second set. We condemned about 65 the last time. This is 45 soldiers. We're almost like giving victory to Boko Haram. Why should we go this way?
It's rather unfortunate that we train people in different spheres, and when things happen, we're ready to waste them. My prayer is that the voice of reason should come to bear in this particular situation, because military men have been trained and they are skilled in a particular art. It is a credit to the Nigerian Army and the other armed forces that we have these trained, skilled personnel. To waste them now would be a loss to the nation. And if the voice of reason should come to bear, that there must be some other way of dealing with this. And that is a humanitarian viewpoint. It's not a political party.
Okay, would I ask you this? Would you have a situation whereby the 2 political parties will come together and champion this cause to plead on the president to look into the root, the causes behind military officers going on mutiny, and not just sentence them when they complain about the corruption within the system? Is this something that the APC and the PDP will work together on?
I believe we should, as a government and as a party with the PDP. It's something we need to address and come together and put partisan politics apart and address issues like this. In the army, the soldiers, the army, our military force, the morale is low. It's low. It's what we've seen over the years in this present government. But we need to put politics aside, like you rightly said, and we need to come together and discuss issues like this.
Yeah, I think I've got a caller on the line. If my caller is still there, I think it's left. But let me now come to the issue of the political parties. Now, how do we make sure that we have a violence-free election in 2015? Let me start from you. What can we do, together, bipartisan way, to reduce the tension?
Well, bear with me before I answer that question. I just want to address the issue of the last caller who talked about the youth unemployment and industries. We have the automobile industry that's been revived. We have the textile industry that's been revived. We have various agro-based, manufacturing-based industries that have been revived under the Goodluck administration.
Okay, what would be your last word quickly, because my producer is saying we've really run out of time.
My last word would be it's time for a change, and the Nigerians, we need a change of government, and we need it.
Okay, on that note, I just want to thank you both for coming on the program. We'll have you here again. Viewers, that's the end of tonight's show. Good evening, and see you in 2015. Make sure you keep safe. God bless you, and good night to Nigerians. It's a safe one in 2015 by God's grace. God bless you. Bye. Politics with KO, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Thursdays on this channel, Sky 182. Don't miss the debate by Nigerians and friends of Nigeria on issues surrounding Nigeria from around the world. My name is Kayode Ogundamisi.
Talk Time, the social, political and cultural news show that puts your issues first.
We cover all the hot topics such as domestic violence,
gun and knife crime,
youth adoption,
teen pregnancy,
youth unemployment,
and well, basically the list goes on.
So all the hot topics affecting the youth, we cover it. So what time's that show, Letitia?
That would be Monday, 8:30 a.m. and then catch us again Thursday, 4:30 to 5:30. And not home to make those times, make sure you hit that record button.
We'll see you guys then.
Yes, we will.